So this is how I have two passports. I've got a Zambian passport and I have got a Canadian passport. So I have a Zambian passport because I was born in Zambia. My parents are Zambian, and this actually makes me entitled to the passport there. And I've got this passport, the Canadian passport, because I married a Canadian. He sponsored me into Canada. I got my permanent residency, and eventually I got my Canadian citizenship, which allowed me to get a Canadian passport. Now, let me explain how I use my two passports. Basically, I use whichever passport if it's going to make my entry easier for the particular country I'm traveling to. For example, if I'm in Africa, I like to use the Zambian passport because I can travel anywhere in Africa, especially the SADC region, without paying at the port of entry. I know that if you were using a Canadian passport or a US passport, you need to pay like $50 at the port of entry. So I opt to use the Zambian passport because if I'm using this baby, then I don't have to pay the $50. So it just makes traveling easier and less hassle, and that's one expense that you are going to eliminate. I use the Canadian passport because I love this baby. It allows me to enter the UK, the US, or Australia, Germany, any of those countries without a visa. If I entered with a Zambian passport, it means I have to have a visa, which is actually costly when getting. A lot of people think that when you are married to a Canadian, that means you could automatically become a Canadian citizen. No, it doesn't work that way. It's a process. And so in my next video, in a separate video, I am going to explain how you can become a permanent resident of Canada and then eventually becoming a citizen of Canada. I have done the same for the kids so that they can travel anywhere, hassle free.